Now, while he's adjusting that, I just want to mention his zoom is going direct into the board. I'm not using an amp. This is actually the effects system by itself.
So all you're hearing, the reverb, is coming out of this little pedal. I wish you really could see it online right now because there's no amplifier in the studio. I've got two cables coming out of the back of this and one cable going into it. So the reverb, the delay, that's a tape loop Echoplex model. There are companies out there that'll make you a reissue. They'll put tape in it for $1,200. This whole unit that I have on the table, Scott, is $299.
And you don't have the noise that the Echoplex. I have an Echoplex, and I'm not hearing the shh.
Well, you would, but this has a noise gate in it, right? So I can tell this thing when to shut up and when to be quiet. Back to my clean again. Without losing, every time I pick it up, and I know you know this as being a player, I carry most of my tone with me.
Right.
Been doing this a while. I sound about the same on a $39 Costco special as I do on a $30,000 guitar. But I don't want anything to impede that. So when I pick this up, that's the sound that's in my head is actually either coming out of the speaker or, in this case, coming back to me in my headphones. Lush tremolo. Now, the cool thing about this, and I really wish you could see this, is as I look down on this, I have a little digital window that has a tremolo pedal on it, but right below that window is I've got 3 knobs. So I know in the middle of panic mode, and I need to do something, I can grab that mode, I can grab that knob. It actually brings up the depth, the rate, and the level. I've got a second page of things that I can adjust. So I can change the waveform on the fly. So this is kind of like 3 or 4 different tremolos in this.
Yeah, that you just changed.
I just changed the wave pattern.
Sounds like my bandmaster, my old bandmaster.
It's lush. So what I like about that is that kind of organic analog quality. That's
Right.
the thing we never want to lose when we go, especially into a digital device like the G5 is. The G5 also is a looping pedal. So for practicing at home or for songwriting, it is a great device that way. You can come up with a rhythm, tap on top of it. You can go about 8 layers deep in your loop, which is pretty rich. Built-in rhythm machine, the ability to build your own patches and store patches. So what I like about it is every time I plug this in, it's always ready for me to use. I can always come back to it. No matter where I go, my tone is always there, so all I kind of have to do is dial in my amp for the volume of the room. It's got an XLR out of the back of it, so I always feed my board a signal out of that, and I mic my amp as well. So now I've got 2 channels of guitar going on. Mm-hmm. I've just got that much more control. The other thing that I really liked about it is it actually has a 12AX7 preamp tube on its own separate tube booster circuit. So my thing was, hey, I'm taking a solo. Gosh darn it, if I didn't have a tube booster pedal on my pedal board already, well, I have to sell that now because it's already built into this thing. So the one thing Zoom has done is actually increased some income because I was able to sell a lot of pedals that I had.
Yeah.
But it's once again, it's that having that.
That's the tube there?
No, that's straight. I can change the tone on that as well. And then the other thing on the G5, and I really wish you guys could see it, but if you go to the website, it's got what they call a Z pedal. And for you guys that are familiar with Zoom, you'll know that we make a pedal that you can actually program and tell what to do. So the Z pedal I've got programmed actually for rotary speaker. So if I do the Z pedal, I can actually on the fly play it like a univiber, like I can actually increase it. Scott manipulates the pedal so I can slow it down for slow part. So the other thing this thing does is I can actually take this pedal and turn it left or right. So what I can do is take my Z pedal, as we call it at Zoom, turn it left or right. So I actually tell this thing, I want more distortion when I go right. I want more volume when I go left. So this is all programmable with inside of the unit itself. I don't know if I have anything programmed currently, Scott. It's not just a volume pedal, though it can be that, and it's not just a wah pedal, though it can be that. I'm telling you, same pedal. I haven't changed pedals. I've only got one pedal in front of me. All I'm doing was telling it to be a wah. Now it's controlling my rotary speaker again.
Now, the wah, can you adjust the filter contour and make it a different
So the nice
type of
thing about the wah, once again, is I got 3 pages of control about it. My one thing about wah pedals is it sucked sound. You'd step on it, your mid-range would go, and your volume would go down. You would have to always step on a boost pedal and your wah pedal at the same time. This thing has a level control. I can tell this thing when I step on it to increase my volume. I can tell it how wide of a quack to have. For you guys of the 70s, if you were a UFO fan, Michael Schenker's sound was basically that half-cocked wah-wah sound. You can tell that thing as once I step on it to be open this wide but in the middle, or this wide at the base. So once again, in the digital world, I can tell this thing what to be and how to be. It's not telling me how to play, right?
That's great. The sound of that.